What's going on, y'all? Yeah, and of course, I'm sitting here talking and I got myself on mute. Of course. But anyways, let's do this again, shall we? How y'all doing? I'm your boy D Fat Stacks, and I've been talking for like a whole 4 minutes on mute. Anyways. But yeah, we're gonna look at the portfolio. You know, every year I want to try to, show you guys what's been going on in the portfolio, because of the fact that I did the portfolio on stream, and I know some of you've been kind of, wondering what I've been doing with the portfolio here and there. No, I haven't done any financial corners in a while, due to the fact that me personally, once I've gotten the portfolio set, and I know if you guys had questions, you'd message me anyway. I really haven't done too many financial corners in a while, but I'm going to start doing them again every so often because of what's going on in the market right now and what's possibly going to happen within the next year, 2 years. So my goal is specifically to show you guys, the progress that's been going on in the folder itself. And once again, the feds are going to be looking forward to seeing what the CPI numbers are. Once again, as I say, this CPI is a consumer price index. Now, if that number is high, then the feds are going to go more aggressive on the interest rate hikes. So, but I believe the Fed this time around, though, they're going to do their price hike this time. But I believe the following week or something like that is when the CPI number is going to come out. So, but as we see in the article right here, this is what right here, what the main thing, the surprising asset classes up 14%. Here's how the bullshit. Okay, we all know certain where is it at? Now, it's gonna be important to know that a lot of companies look at Apple as a means of how the economy somewhat is going. I mean, it's kind of, well, every company is everybody is dang near invested in Apple. So if Apple just drops off very hard, it's going to be it's going to be slow in the economy. There are certain companies and certain triggers that analysis look at that will see how well the economy is doing. And definitely with certain companies, as in Apple's one of them, where a lot of analysts look at when it comes to their, and I believe they just had their I believe they just had their report here this week, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of companies were doing their whole, when it came to profits this week, to show, how good, bad, or indifferent their companies have been doing when it came to their reports. So, but I know Apple is definitely one of the companies that, when it comes to being watched, a lot of people do watch them. So, but one thing is for sure, and like I said, I haven't read this article, but what I'm really looking for is what is it here? Oh no, it's not here. I thought I was reading something else. Oh well. But yeah, there are a lot of these companies too that, when in times like these, when inflation is high and prices go down and whatnot, this is where a lot of people step in to buy. So obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and just talk and blow smoke out of nowhere. So let's see what articles might be interesting, because really, to be honest, I haven't looked at none of these stock articles themselves. I've just been paying close attention to what I've been doing. And right now I'm like I have half my stocks aren't doing so good and half my other stocks are doing real good. So, at least one set outweighs the other. You're not really gonna win them all. So, and the housing is another market that a lot of analysts are watching. So, it'll be interesting to see what the housing market looks like right now with interest rates. Borrowing money is very expensive, obviously. So you have the slowdown which is common sense. Whenever interest rates go up, people aren't going to borrow as much money. Things become expensive when it comes to paying back. So, and before I even get into it, we gonna talk about the elephant in the room. So, oh, hold on, before we do that, just talk about that right here. The headline: with new mortgages down 55%, U.S. lenders are starting to go bankrupt. Could this one factor trigger the worst surge of failures? Well, everybody knows about what used to happen when the interest rate was down and before the Feds decided to raise inflation. Y'all know that the housing was getting expensive, and you know what I mean, a lot of analysis are predicting that there is going to be a housing bubble pop soon within the housing market because the prices were so high within the housing, and of course people were borrowing money left, right, and center. But now some of those values have dropped down when it comes to with the interest rates being high. So I mean, yeah, you know, if you get a loan for 120 but your interest rate is what, 7-8%, that's a lot. You know what I mean? But you could always buy it at that rate and then wait it down and then refinance once things cool off again. So I mean, we'll see how well the housing does within the next few years, because we all know what happened in 2008. So do I think it's going to be anything like 2008? I don't think so. Not from what I've seen anyway. I don't think so. But you know, is it really going to stop you? I mean, if you can afford a house, you're going to buy it regardless. You see what I'm saying? But it's just, you could always refinance, because you can find some. I know in my area where I'm at, you cannot find no kind of house, no kind of place. Everything is full pretty much at where I'm at. So, and there's waiting lists all over the place for people to rent. And when it comes to buying homes, there isn't really much out there. You know what I mean? So, but all right. So, okay, we're also going to talk about Twitter. We're just going to get that out there. Twitter then now went private, in which Twitter should have stayed private, if you ask me. You know what I mean? By Elon Musk going private, that was bound to happen. So, with that being said, everything Twitter is gonna be doing now is all gonna be about making money behind the scenes, some way, somehow. And I just seen that tweet today talking about that. Possibly $8 a month for a blue check mark or whatever. To me personally, it's just all advertising. You know what I mean? Because as a small business owner myself, the way I look at a lot of things now is I have to have an advertising budget. So what are the socials for? Advertising. If I have to pay some way, shape, or form to get my product out there to the public to a further reach, then I'm going to pay that, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to be successful, other than obviously putting the footwork on the ground, you know, being able to go to different areas to sell here, to sell there. You know, advertising is always a part of the budget when it comes to trying to get my reach out there to different people. Now, obviously, like I said before, Facebook, you got to pay for advertising one way or the next. Instagram, the same way. You know what I mean? So, and Twitter is the same thing for me. I mean, if I'm going to pay for something, then it has to benefit me. It has to benefit my business some way, shape, or form. So if I'm going to pay for a blue check mark, but it helps me get the reach out more to more customers, then I'm all for it. I don't care. You know what I mean? But that's just looking at it from a business perspective, not from a personal perspective. You know what I mean? Because when you're in business, you're looking to how can you especially extend your reach to so that your product can go out further when it comes to your merchandise and stuff. So if y'all don't know already, I do anime and all that stuff. I'm gonna bring up my anime store and all that. So, but all right, so let's go to, actually first we're gonna talk about this. term life versus whole life insurance before we get into the portfolio, because portfolio is going to be a little bit, it's going to be a while. So let's talk about the stuff that we can get out the way real quick. So now when it comes to term life insurance, and I need y'all to understand something, right? When you guys go to your provider, this is where I say, make sure you guys check with your provider, whoever you want to get in life insurance through. The way how I personally am looking at life insurance is I'm looking at it as an asset, something I can use down the line. You know, if something were to happen where, you know, whatever happens before I'm able to use it, then so be it. But my whole sole purpose of life insurance is to be able to use it as an asset when need be. Meaning, when it comes time for me to pull out a large amount of money because I want to do certain things, I have that there for use, instead of me having to go through, you know, the channels of going through a bank. Hey, I need to da and this and that. You know what I mean? And all sorts of the rigmarole. I'd rather just skip that whole process if I'm looking to do a large purchase, like right now type of deal. You know what I mean? But this is more of a, you know, 10, 20 years down the road. This is not something any earlier than that. So with that being said, when it comes to term and life insurance, as you can see the chart now, like I said, I've Googled a lot of stuff and I've talked to my provider specifically. So this is why I said before, what you guys see here is just basic stuff. And the stuff that I found out is when it comes to term and whole life insurance, it all comes down to cost. What can you afford, and what do you plan on having it for? Obviously, you know, what are your uses for it? You know what I mean? And yes, that might sound like a stupid question, but when I look at it, I'm looking to use the life insurance as a business use. You know what I mean? So it enables me to use that money when I need it to make some type of asset purchase or something else. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I wanted to talk about term and life insurance, the difference between term and whole life insurance when it comes to the business aspect of it. Not really the personal aspect, but the business aspect. Because if you guys see, like I see a lot on TikTok and stuff and all other places when they talk about term and whole life insurance and this, that, and the other, you know, depending on what you plan on having it for down the line is what you should, you know, budget in when it comes to, you know, looking at what you can afford. You see what I'm saying? So we obviously know, as you guys see on this chart, and of course you can go to Nerd Wallet and look this up yourselves. But I'm just using their site. But as you can see, between term and whole life, you know, choice of length of policy. The biggest thing I like about whole life, now, mind you, as of right now, I have a term, but my provider has told me I can convert my term. I plan on having 2 whole life insurance policies, or possibly even 3. The reason why is because of, number one, the cash value is, and the might be eligible for annual dividends. Those are the 2 biggest things for me, is right there. Is the accumulates cash value and the eligible for dividends. Those are the 2 biggest things for me when I look at that chart. Now, prices, obviously, as the years go on, it could be the same, or the prices could go up on your whole life insurance. Now, when you do term, I believe the prices might stay the same. When you do term, the prices is kind of fixed, you know, 10, 20, 30 year. When it comes to whole life insurance, though, it could go up depending. So that's just, like I said, more added costs. But to me, as a small business owner, this is what I want to use as a tool for down the line. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of businesses, or how a lot of families do their wealth transfer, especially back in the day, part of it, I won't say a lot of it, but part of it is the life insurance deal, how they're able to use that money and use it tax free, you know, just by refilling it and avoid using the banks. So when you hear people talking about, all these rich people using, you know, $2-3 million life insurance policy, and then go around, and whenever they need something, they just take the money out of the life insurance policy and then just put it back. It's the real deal. That's what they do, you know, and obviously they become their legit own bank. You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of the things that down the line where, you know, not everybody can, because who's got thousands of dollars sitting around just ready to throw it in their life insurance policy and then turn it into like a little bank? You know, not everybody can do that. So like, and this is why I said at the beginning, when it comes to your life insurance policy, it all depends on what you personally want to use it for. Are you going to use it for, you know, business uses, or are you just going to be like, well, I want to have this for down the line to save something, you know, to my kids and my family? So like I said, me personally, I'm looking for business first and the other end second. Now, obviously, if things don't work out where I end up dying before even I want to do what I want to do, then it's just a bonus, you know. So, but as you can see here, when looking at whole life cost, now I will say this: when it comes to certain providers might have you do like a medical exam or something like that. That's another thing too, that depending on your age, I guess, certain providers might have you do a medical exam. I didn't have to do for either of mine so far. So, and right now, yes, I do have term, but I'm looking to do the whole life here within the next few months. And of course, like I said, I've talked to my provider already. And this is the key thing. You need to talk to a provider and read what you are looking for what fits you. You know, what fits you ain't gonna fit somebody else. But this all literally comes down to cost. So, and as you can see right here, term life coverage is often the most affordable in life insurance, of course, but it's temporary and has no cash value. Whole life insurance premiums are much higher because the coverage lasts your whole lifetime and the policy grows cash value. Here's how much annual premiums compare for a $500,000 policy, term insurance versus whole life. So now this is $500,000. Now, when it comes to 40 years old, $500,000. If I get a 20-year term and a 30-year term, it's cheaper. But whole life is $6,000 a month. I believe that's a month. You see, average. Let's look at average of the three lowest prices in each category. Age, time of insurance. Okay, level of the policy. Okay. But as you can see, this is the difference if you're going for a $500,000 policy. Like, people, and you have to look at the age too. So if you're looking at a 20-year term and then you do another 30-year, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of money on a $500,000 policy. So there goes the expense. But obviously, if you're looking to get that high of a policy, that means you making quite a bit of money. So, you know, if you don't have I mean, that type of policy is for people who's got money. You see what I'm saying? But that's just what you're looking at, just with a $500,000 policy. So, and of course, these are the term life. Why would you choose term over whole life? And it gives you some examples. But to me, you know, like I said, I'm looking at this from a business perspective. And the bottom part of that I want to show you guys. Let me raise this up some. Like I said, you guys can look this up, but me talking to my provider, whole life insurance would be better for me for what I specifically want to do business wise. So, but this here, want life insurance that builds guaranteed cash value. The cash value of whole life policies grows at a guaranteed rate set by the insurer, which is like 6%, I believe. But that compound interest is also key. You see what I'm saying? So if you can find someone, and I'm not saying that you need to have that much, but let's say if you have $50,000 or $100,000 policy, right? And you don't need that money now, but let's say down the line you're making plans to, you want to do certain things big down the line. It would be nice to be able to pull that much cash like that and be able to be like, all right, I need to do this and this without going through the bank. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to do no credit check, no nothing. Like, it's your money, you pull it, you use it. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's how I'm thinking about it when I look at term versus whole life policy. Now, I know there are other policies out there, and whatever the case may be, me personally, for where I'm at and what I'm doing and what I'm trying to strive with my business, I specifically just looked at these two specific policies because right now I do have one. I do have multiple terms, but I'm looking to switch over to whole life or change them over in however it can benefit me and my business when it comes to, 10, 20 years down the road. Now, like I said before, if I do all this and I end up being gone before any of this can happen, then so be it. My family's going to benefit from it. But down the line, when I need to do certain things and I'm like, okay, I want to do this and this, I'll just go ahead and do it. So, and that's another thing too. You got to be able to be financially responsible when it comes to making decisions like this within long term and what you really want long term. You see what I mean? Because you're going to pay all that money now for something that you're planning for down the line. You see what I mean? So that's the thing where I'm looking at term versus life insurance when it comes to a business aspect of it. You know what I mean? Yes, obviously term is cheaper. It is a better budgeting tool. You only have it for so long. You see what I mean? So, but for me personally, I want that compound interest. I want that growth in the, in the policy so I can use that money down the line when need be. So for those who are looking for, getting life insurance and you're kind of figuring out, where should you start? And like I said, in my honest opinion, it all depends on what you want. If you're just looking to have life insurance to cover you for something were to happen, you can take care of your family can take care of business, then go term. Do a 30-year term policy. You see what I'm saying? So if that's what you can budget in for, but if you can, depending on your uses, like I said, a whole life might not be so bad, but definitely go to or whoever you're looking to get the insurance from, make sure you ask questions. Ask a lot of questions, because I did. I literally asked a lot of questions because of what I was looking to do specifically with the money down the line. And that's all I cared about, is how can this benefit me long term when I'm looking to do XYZ? You see what I'm saying? And as long as it checks all the boxes for that, then okay, we're going to go ahead with it. But it's one of those where now you're going to have to sacrifice quite a bit of money to do this. You know what I mean? Because you have to keep up with the policy. You have to have that money in the policy. You see what I'm saying? So, and if it goes up, guess what? Then you gotta, and I gotta cut back in doing on certain things to make it work, to do what I want to do. But that's the catch. By time I want to do certain things long term and this and that, everything that I'm doing specifically is for down the line. When I retire, I want to make sure I'm well secure that, let's say if I want to pay off certain things at a certain time, I can pay it off in a blink. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's why I wanted to talk about the whole term and life insurance. Like I said, it really does come down to the cost and what the provider, tells you about how it benefits your lifestyle and what you want to do. And that's really the key thing. And, never just blindly sign anything without definitely understanding 100% about what you are looking to do. So, all right. So now we're going to go to the stocks, stuff that y'all want to see. All right. So far this year, as you guys can see, the portfolio grew. It was down quite a bit, to be honest with you. It was down quite a bit, I think, to like 58 something, and then it's just started jumping up. I'm going to also look at my chart. You guys probably won't be able to see this, but the income estimator right now, that annually through with all the dividend, because you guys know I've been building a dividend stock portfolio. That's what I'm looking to do, period, end of story. So whatever I'm building, I'm trying to build a strong dividend portfolio with, some growth in the companies. And like I said, my picks haven't been too off here and there, but they all these companies, give me some type of paid dividends, either quarterly or semi-annually. So as of right now, my annual income from dividends is $3,201.19. So my estimated average for monthly income is $266.77, meaning that monthly average income, that $266.17, I'm reinvesting into buying more stocks. Now, I haven't put any money in there since my initial burst, but because of the business and everything, because right now I'm sinking a lot of money into my business. So between making sure my dividends go back into the business, and then I'm prepping, to make sure that my business is successful in certain ways, sometimes I got to kind of ease up on one versus the other. But right now I'm strictly focused on the business. But as you guys can see, right now everything, half my stocks are doing good and half my stocks aren't. So, but I will tell you this, the stocks like AbbVie, the biotech company, it's doing pretty good. I just bought into Crown Castle. I don't know if you guys can see me as I hover over it. I don't know if it's going to show it or not. But AbbVie has done me very well, the biotech company. I got into Citigroup. I'm still down a bit on Citigroup. I bought into Crown Castle here a little while back when it dropped down to, I think, like 122. Now it's risen to like 132 or something like that, as you guys can see here. What else? Cisco, I'm still down on. Of course, Chevron. Chevron has been a workhorse when it comes to my portfolio. I bought into Chevron early. I bought into Chevron, as you guys can see, when it was $91 a share. As you guys can see here you go. You guys can see how much when I bought it. You guys might not see it on the screen because it's so small, but right now I got into AbbVie when it was $104 a share. Now it's $146 a share. Citigroup, I got into when it was like around $56 a share, and it's dropped about $10, $46 a share. Crown Castle, I got into when it was $122 a share. Now it's $132. I only was able to get one share of that, though. I was trying to save up my dividends to try to get into Crown Castle when I seen the drop, but I was only able to get one share. Now, when I look at the bank, Citigroup right now, a lot of the bank stocks are probably going to be a little bit low until the interest rate drops again. So my perspective is I'm definitely going to buy more Citigroup when it drops lower. So I'm going to try to get a little to bring my average down some. So same thing for Cisco. Cisco is also a good company to be in. Right now, I've only bought 4 of them, so I look to still get into more Cisco. I bought them at 50, and right now they're sitting at 45. Chevron, y'all know about Chevron. One of the when it comes to energy, definitely, I got into them when it was $91 a share, as you guys can see here, and now it's at $182 a share. I got into Dow Chemicals as well. I wanted to get into that because of the type of chemicals that are going to be used and needed when it comes to all these the newer technology with the cars, and the materials what you're going to need to build these cars, to build the infrastructure when it comes to 5G and everything else. Another reason why I got into Crown Castle. Now, as you see me go down, I do have a lot of the communications companies, Verizon, AT&T, Vodafone, and all that. The telecommunications area is never really a strong suit, which, as you will see in my stocks, that it dropped heavily. But I will still buy into it because my thing is I want to have 100 shares of each of my stuff that I have if I can get it in at reasonable price. So, AT&T, I won't be buying up too high. AT&T will probably drop even some more because I don't see AT&T getting up too high up there over time per se. So even though, after they did that split, they're talking about AT&T possibly being higher than I think like $17 a share or something like that. But right now it's doing pretty good, but we'll see what the next 10 years go down. Of course, y'all know I got into IBM. I got into IBM heavy. So I bought IBM when it was 123. Now it's sitting at 138. Intel, I got Intel when it was around $43 a share. Now it's sitting at 28. Now, I believe with Intel building their bringing the chips, the development of chips back to the US, because if y'all don't know, they're building some huge factories. Intel got some breaks from the government. I don't know if y'all have seen a while back where they were giving these chip maker companies money or tax breaks, I should say, to build factories in the US so that they don't have to depend on, chips when with what happened in 2020 and 2021 with the chips and stuff, of how there was a shortage because of the dependence of when it came to being overseas and all that stuff. So Intel is building some big factories here. I believe one is in Arizona that they're building. I think it's like a decade plan to build these factories. But once these factories go up, I can see definitely Intel's deal going up higher, because now the chip making will be back in the US and there won't be any kind of stoppage or pause when it comes to, or interruptions when it comes to needing chips for, phones or, the everyday devices, TVs and whatnot that we use. So it's going to be interesting with seeing these companies that are going to be building these huge factories here in the United States and see how it turns. Like I said, it'll be, I think the project's like a decade or something like that. So we'll see. But I tell you what, I think the lowest I've seen Intel drop was like $25 a share. If Intel drops $25 a share, I'm buying it. So I see Intel, climb. I don't see Intel going all the way up, but I see them definitely being, a good, decent company, especially, like I said, for dividends. They've been around quite a bit. Same thing for IBM. While I got IBM, IBM is a solid company for a long period of time. So, why not? They're doing me good right now. Coca-Cola, obviously, I was able to get into Coca-Cola when it was cheap. You know what I mean? And so far, Coca-Cola hasn't dropped. So hasn't dropped below, because if it drops below what I have it, because right now my average is like $53 and change, and right now the price is sitting at $59. If Coca-Cola drops between 50 something, I'm buying. That's just plain and simple. Certain brands, regardless of what's going on in the world, is just worth buying, especially when they drop. They always say Apple, you always buy and hold, you never trade. I believe Microsoft is another one that's just like Apple. If you can get Microsoft at a cheap price, then you buy that up and hold. Because I had the chance to buy. I will always say this, that I would kick myself. I had the chance to buy Microsoft when it was $133 a share. Now it's 220 something dollars a share. Like, I don't see Microsoft dropping to 130 something unless they're gonna do a split sometime, and I don't even see that happening. But Microsoft in your portfolio is definitely always Microsoft and Apple. You can never go wrong. Do you have to have Microsoft and Apple in your portfolio for it to be successful? No, but they strongly suggest that you do. And I definitely see why they say that, because it's definitely very, very steady companies that is obviously just proven. And everybody in their mama holds at least one of the two or both in their portfolio. That's including companies. So, MMP, obviously, another energy company. They've done me very well when it comes to price. So right now I got in for them when they were $41 a share. Now they're $53 a share. MO, which is the Altria Group, they're the split from Philip Morris. So, and I got into them when they were pretty cheap. They were $40 a share. Now they're at 46. MPW, this is a REIT. It's dropped all the way down to $11 a share. So that definitely hurt me a little bit, but it's still a good REIT to have, in my opinion, because when it comes to medical and hospitals and all that, those type of REITs, I think personally is a good thing to have. And will I be buying more? Yes, but I'm already at 100 shares. A lot of things that I'm at 100 shares at, I'm not going to buy anymore because I'm looking to get the rest of my stuff up there to 100 shares. Now, Pfizer, I bought Pfizer when y'all know what happened in 2020 when I got in there early, and I got into Pfizer at $37 a share. Now it's sitting at 40 something dollars a share. At one point, Pfizer was almost 50, 60 bucks a share at one point, something like that. So, AT&T, I got in at 18.78. Now it's at 18.35. At one point it was 15 something. So, like I said, my next venture is definitely to look at more like Intel. If I can get more Intel first. So that's what I'm looking at to buy now. Is I'm strictly focusing on Intel right now as my next buys to get that up. Because obviously between the energy companies like Chevron and all, that's $180 a share. I'm not buying into that. Anything that's over what my way over what I'm making right now, I'm not even gonna bother to even look at. I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna definitely stick to all the other ones that are somewhat close. And like I said, I'm definitely looking to purchase more Crown Castle. If Crown Castle drops below 120, I'm grabbing more. That's just simple as well. Same thing with Intel. If Intel drops below $25 a share, which it has, I'm picking it up as well. US Mortgage Holdings, I should say United. So they're definitely hurt. I got them at $8 a share, and they've dropped all the way down to $3 and change. A lot of analysts have them sitting at, I think $2.50, $3. So this is like one of my rough investments, right? But I'm gonna hold on to them. Because with the interest rates being high, right now there isn't gonna be a lot of movement when it comes to mortgage. So, but when you have certain companies that you just have to wait it out and see what happens. So obviously another communications, Vodafone, I bought them, I believe, like high. I think they were $18. Now they're all the way down to $11. I already have 100 shares of them, so I'm not gonna buy anymore. Same thing for Verizon. I had at like $58 a share. Now it's dropped like $37. So Verizon is definitely, when it comes to total loss and total gain, definitely hurt. So, and as you guys can see, and I'll show you if you guys look at the right side, it shows you percentage gain, dollar amount, and percentage gain in number wise. So, As you can see, Verizon has lost me over 2,500, and it's down right now 35% for me. So, Walgreens, I got Walgreens. At one time, Walgreens spiked all the way up to $50 a share. I get into Walgreens about $40 a share. Not too bad. I'm only at a loss at, just below 400, 9%, 9.69%. So not bad. I did buy into Walmart. I got into Walmart when it was 119. Now it's 141. Do I see Walmart dropping below 119? I don't see it. There's certain companies that are just, regardless of what's going on in the world, will always make money, and Walmart is one of them. So I was able to get into Walmart for 119. Now it's just shot up to 141. So right now it's not a bad gain. I'm up just above 18% on that, as you guys can see, like I said, on the right column. And of course, ExxonMobil. I got into Exxon when it was $49.56 a share. Now it's all the way up to 111. So right now, my energy companies, I'm up over 125% on the Exxon. Let's look at the right column, like I said. So right now for AbbVie, not bad. I've increased my value up 39%. Citibank, I'm down 18%. Crown Castle, I only have one share of that, but I'm up 8%. Cisco, I'm down just above 9%. Chevron, I'm up almost 99%. Dow Industrial, the chemical company, I'm down 7%, 7.7%. IBM, I'm up 11.7%. Intel, I'm down 34.6%. Coca-Cola, I'm up 11.45. MMP, I'm up 28.75. Can we just, all right, get all that out the way. Altria Group, MO, I'm up 14%. MPW, the REIT medical company, I'm down 44%. Pfizer, I'm up 28%. AT&T, I'm down 2%. United Wholesale Mortgage, I'm down 60%. Vodafone, I'm down 34%. Verizon, I'm down 35%. Walgreens, I'm down 9.69%. Walmart, I'm up 18%. And of course, Exxon, I'm up 125%. Now, obviously, IBM, AbbVie, the energy company, the biotech companies are definitely holding the portfolio up. Coca-Cola. That's why a lot of my if you look at the table, my energy percentage is pretty high because of that. So, but I'm still working on the portfolio slowly but surely. I will be adding more. Like I said, I would like to add Microsoft at the right price. So if it drops even further, if Microsoft drops under 200, I might definitely have to do some type of fire sale and sell some of these stocks that I have, certain ones anyway, just at least if I can get at least 1 or 2 shares of Microsoft at that time, so, but like I said, the more you invest, the more you see what I'm saying? So as over the years, the couple years now that I've been investing, especially reinvesting the dividends, I've definitely found being able to catch certain stocks on the low end. So definitely my biggest deal, what got me to this point, obviously, is the energy. My portfolio was at least like 50 something percent energy at one point. I had a whole bunch of energy stocks at one point because they were so low at that time. Obviously, nobody was going anywhere in 2020. Nobody wasn't using gasoline or nothing like that. So obviously, if I would have kept some of those stocks now with the prices they are now, sheesh, man. I think my portfolio would have been like 64-70% full of energy. You know what I mean? And I definitely don't want that, because I at least want to have, if I'm going to have certain stocks in my portfolio, I want to at least have the top 3 stocks in the portfolio. And of course, dividends plays a lot into that, because let's say even if I don't put money in my portfolio every month, at least the dividends are being reinvested every month. You know what I mean? So with that being said, that is the portfolio and everything for this year. Well, I should say for the year. So next November, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I have bought into more. Like I said, right now I'm kind of focusing on Intel. I was lucky enough to get, like I said, into Crown Castle. I was lucky enough to get into Walmart when it dropped. So, my next thing, like I said, that I'm really looking forward to is Microsoft, to add Microsoft to the portfolio at the right price. So, well, that's what it's looking like right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, the little presentation and everything. So for everybody that's, if you got questions and whatnot, just let me know. Like I said, all this investment stuff, I'm still growing on. I'm still trying to, like I said, when you start getting into the business mind frame of a lot of stuff, you see certain things a lot differently. You move a lot differently. And when it comes to your money, you try to be real smart on where you put that money for the long run. So hopefully next year that, the portfolio, hopefully will hit, because right now I would love to see the portfolio hit over 70,000. Is it possible? Yeah, the more that I invest, obviously, the more it's going to grow. But I would love for all my stocks to be on the positive end going up. So that would be very nice. So if I can catch everything going up, that would be awesome. So well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the little bit of time that we have with the financial corner. I really didn't want to really drag this out. I just kind of wanted to show you guys the improvements and what's been going on with the portfolio here and there. Talk about, the term and whole life insurance, and also what's been going on in the market. Obviously, the big R word, recessions being floated around depending on who you talk to. So, but my point is this. This is why when they say have cash on hand to buy assets on downturn, because assets don't lose value. So when you have people buying up buildings and doing this and that, those buildings, those houses are just going to go up in value if you bought them at the right price. You see what I'm saying? So when you had people that were like, now when you have interest rates up so high, and obviously prices are going to drop in certain areas, if you're able to afford certain things, you could always buy it now and refinance later. You know what I mean? So when it comes to, if you're looking to like buy duplexes or, commercial buildings or even residential property to rent, I mean, if you're able to get it for the right price, like, it can definitely be an asset long term, especially if you're looking at the rent part of it. So, well, hopefully everybody's had a good day today. Y'all be safe. This is your boy D Fat Stacks once again. Make sure you guys check out, the socials and everything. You know what I mean? As well, let's log into the anime store real quick. As you guys can see right here, this is the anime store. So, and of course, the Twitch streams. And for those who I haven't streamed on Twitch in a while, so hold on. Oh, real quick. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Give me a second. Yes, so as you guys can see, this is my anime store. So if you guys are looking for anime, any type of anime for Christmas, or you know somebody who's big into anime, make sure you check out the store, www.thefatstacks.com, as you see it down here. And let me put it in the chat for y'all. So I believe it's exclamation store. Yeah, right there. There goes the link to the store. So as you guys can see, I've added plenty of stuff to the store. Let's look at all products. As you guys can see to the left, all the categories that I have up here, we got, like I said, backpacks, hats, blankets, tapestry blankets, as well as plush blankets, wall scrolls, figurines, Hot Wheel sets, even Funko Pops, drinkware, more figurines, pop-up raids, more statues, even mini backpacks. So the biggest things I do have, like I said, are the mystery anime boxes. If you are looking for a gift for just somebody that's into anime, these mystery boxes are a must-have. Trust me, they have plenty of good stuff in there. In the box, it's shipped right to you. You get to pick a random number between 1 and 6, and it's be shipped right to you. Next day turnaround. So like I said, if you're just looking for something generic, those mystery boxes are great. So, but like I said before, if you need anything anime wise, make sure you guys check out the store. Make sure you guys are checking out my socials. I always do a coming soon. You guys get to see what figures are coming, you know, hopefully within like I said, I always try to do a coming soon where it's just projected out to the type of figures I should be getting, you know, sometime. So I don't know when, because projected dates change all the time. I can get them earlier or I can get them later, depending. So, but yeah, you guys make sure you guys go check out the site. You know, if you are looking for something and you don't see it on the site, message me, hit me up on any of the socials, and I'll make sure I'll take care of you into looking for what you're looking for. So I appreciate everybody coming through, you know what I'm saying, checking out the stream. If you guys haven't had a chance to see the stream, you know, check out the VOD. So y'all be safe. Y'all take it easy.